Yo, 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 yo! That intro is stolen from Fourth Prince. I couldn't help myself, I just felt like it. Hey guys, it's Major Minus here, and I'm here to talk about kind of a weird topic. It's kind of off topic in terms of YouTube and gaming, but I'm sure a lot of you will understand. If you don't agree with the opinions, feel free to voice in the comment section, because it's quite I don't know, I guess controversial commentary. I don't really think so. I think a lot of people will understand where I'm coming from. But essentially I wanted to talk about arrogance, and this relates to real life as well. I'll start off by talking about real life, and I'll pose the question to you: have you ever met someone in real life who to you is just a complete douchebag? They're never going to realise how much of a douchebag they are, because their own arrogance blinds them from it. And that's someone who I've met a few people who I've thought that about, and I've thought about this whole arrogance, blinding you from the truth almost, as it were, because if you were an arrogant cunt and there was not much you could do about it, you're not going to want to know that you're an arrogant cunt, so you're going to keep telling yourself, oh yeah, that guy just fucking disagreed with me because he's a dickhead, that guy is just a smart ass, he's just fucking trying to troll me. And I think that's why YouTube is such a good thing, to be honest, because, no crime goes unpunished on YouTube. If you get a big YouTuber who steps out of line one day, they're not just gonna fucking let him get away with it because he's a big YouTuber. I mean, sometimes they do, obviously, but there's no there's no social accountability like in real life. Like in real life, you have to have a certain level of respect for other people and a certain level of treat people with a certain level of dignity, or you're gonna get your fucking ass kicked. Whereas on YouTube, it's anonymous, so people can post whatever they want, and if they see someone step out of line, they'll say, "Look, fucking syndicate, you little bastard, I know what you said that last video, you asshole," and then just call them out for it. And I think that's why YouTube's so good, and it's a lot of the time quite humbling, because it forces people to come to terms with their own negative facets of their personality. And I think there are people who respond to this fairly well, and they do, listen to the constructive criticism that they can get. And obviously, there's a lot of trolling that you have to ignore. That is just pointless trolling. But I don't think, this is the argument I want to make, I don't think as much of it on YouTube is random trolling as the big YouTubers like to make out. I think they'll just say, they'll read through their comments and they'll just think, fucking hell, look how many people are jealous of me. God, I mean, I've made success, you haven't, whatever, there's no reason to hate, type thing. And yeah, there will be people who will do that, but that's not all of them. And I think what a lot of YouTubers have a horrible habit of doing is mixing constructive criticism with negative criticism, and it all just becomes negative criticism to them because they're sick of listening to it. And therefore they choose not to up the quality of their videos because they're only listening to the good stuff. And I think that's where that arrogance comes in. They just they become kind of douchebags. I'm not going to name names here, but there's someone I'm thinking of very specifically. They become kind of douchebags, but they surround themselves with the positive comments and the positive influence and the positive friends who just tell them everything you're doing is fucking great. And that's not what YouTube should be about. I mean, it should be a pinch of salt. No one's perfect, and therefore you should fucking listen to the good and the bad, as long as the negative criticism is founded upon evidence, substantiated with evidence, and is said in a mildly respectable manner at least. Whereas I think just a lot of YouTubers I've seen will just be like, why are they so fucking jealous of me? Why are they so jealous? And I don't think as many people are as jealous as they like to make it out to be. I've seen so many YouTubers look at a comment and just think, they look at their comment section and just think, why do people hate on people who have reached success? Just because I've reached success, you can still do it. You just have to go out there. I've done it. Number one, that's bullshit, and it is, because it was a lot easier to get successful on YouTube when a lot of these people did get successful. So you can't go around fucking flaunting that card. I worked hard. Maybe if you work hard, I mean, fair enough, you might have worked hard, but you can't say that's all hard work. It's a bit of luck as well. And I don't think that's being truly grateful for what you fucking got if you're going to shove that in people's faces. Secondly, I don't think, when I say I don't think as many people are jealous, I think a lot of the time it's just people getting annoyed because they know they could do better. I think a lot of the time people look at big YouTubers and just look at their attitude and think, you know what, if I was in their position, I think I'd be a lot more charitable. I think I'd be, you know, I'd like people's videos and show my recent feed. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people won't show their recent feed just because I don't even know why. They just got private videos they want to watch. I think the least you could do as a big YouTuber is, you know, go around liking the videos that you're impressed with and showing it on your recent feed. And like, just because you want to watch your own stuff on YouTube is a bit sad. Just make a second account. Fucking hell, ain't that hard? And yeah, I think some people on YouTube have been blinded by their arrogance, and they become so arrogant that the YouTube comments can't even get to them now, and they treat that as like YouTube comments are all trolls. I don't think they are all trolls. I think it's a massive over-exaggeration from what I've seen. And like I said, I think people aren't always trolling because they're jealous. It's because they don't like the attitude of that person. They don't think they're very generous spirit anymore. And this is like another thing I've noticed. A lot of the people who I used to think were like humble on YouTube or shy, they were even like kind of shy. They kind of held back a bit at first, and they just seemed like such nice people. So another lesson I've learned is, you know, don't always trust shy people, because you don't know what shy people want to do when they come out of their shell. And I've seen that happen to a lot of people on YouTube. You know, people come out and you don't exactly know everything about that YouTuber, so you project things that you want them to be like onto their character. So you're like, oh, you know, he sounds like a nice guy. I bet he wouldn't whore us out. Yeah, he's definitely not a whore. He's definitely all about his consumers, all about the YouTubers. He's so grateful for his success. And at first that all seems, you know, true, but then when they get bigger, you don't necessarily see all of it anymore, and now that they've got the confidence to do what they want, they're kind of getting a bit reckless, and I really don't like that. Anyhow, I hope you kind of enjoyed this commentary. I hope you can relate to it. It was just a rambling, to be honest, but it's just the sort of things I think about on a day-to-day basis about YouTubers, because I'm kind of fucking obsessive. I'm not pissed about all this shit. I love it. It's so interesting to see characters develop. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.